Hi there, have you ever really thought about your walking and whether it can really power your health and fitness, whether it might be causing you a slight disinjury, or perhaps even more importantly, whether it's bringing you the strength, power and energetic alignment to be able to transform your consciousness? So welcome to the Yogic Science of Walking. I hope to show you not only the essential physicalities of walking, but also the energetic possibilities of walking that can enable you to redesign your emotional and even your mental and even your spiritual landscapes. So I think you'd be more interested in this view than in me, so I'm going to turn around to what I'm seeing and then let's explore. So here we are, just across the fields from the Drew Yoga Teach Training Centre and onwards into the rest of the Nant Ffrancon Valley. So what can we do when we're walking? So I'd like to invite you to pause for a minute and feel that you're aware. And hopefully you might have thought to put your headphones on and hop outside while listening to this. If that's not the case already, then maybe pause and grab your headset and let's meet outside. And if you really need to, you can walk up and down the hall in your house. So when you're ready, what about your posture? That's the first thing to start with if you want good pranic energy alignment. What about your posture? So yeah, check your feet. Are you rolling across the whole of the foot in your walking gait? And I'll come back to that in a minute. How's your knees? Are they in line with the center line of your feet, and are they in line with your hips, more or less? You probably find that your feet are closer together than hip width apart, naturally, otherwise you wouldn't be standing straight while you're walking. But your legs swing evenly under your hips. Pelvis, is it in neutral position? Try tucking your tailbone down and forward to decrease the curvature in your back. Doesn't feel too good, does it? Ease off on that. And then try poking your tailbone back while you're walking, like a duck or something. That doesn't feel too good either. In the middle between the two is the sweet spot where your pelvis is aligned and where the mystics say that the bowl of your sacral region, and possibly this is one of the reasons why it's called the sacral region, the sacred region, that bowl is level, and if it were full of the elixir of life, if it was full of amrit, they would say in Sanskrit, nothing would drop out. It's neither pushing forward and leaking in front, nor swayed back and holding back from life. Okay, so that's pelvic in neutral. Spine, is it upright, tall, naturally fluid while you're walking? We'll come back to that in a minute. And how about the head? Is it resting easily on top of your neck, back of neck long, chin parallel, sternum lifting straight upwards slightly? You know, the sergeant majors, in many respects, they got it right. So that's your posture. If your posture is good, your walking has got some hope of being good. Neither held back in the past by leaning back, nor thrust forward into the future and some goal that your life won't be complete until you've reached in the future. And if that's the case, you're not really present and you're here and now. Your walking will never have power like that, not the power that endures. So let's take you now to make sure your muscles are all fluid, poised, resilient. So you can actually do a relaxation while you're walking. Often better to start from the top and work down. Tighten all the muscles in your face while you're walking. I recommend a smile because it uses more muscles than a frown, much more efficient. And then let those muscles go on an out breath. So you can repeat this through the body. Neck, firm up the muscles. Neck is still moving and resilient while you're walking, but firm the muscles. On an out breath, let them soften. In your own time, you could do this 2 or 3 or even 10 breaths per part of your body while you're walking. Really helpful. Then try the shoulder girdle. Firm up the muscles and then let them soften. Arms, firm up the muscles and let them soften as the arms swing lightly backwards and forwards. Whole of chest. How's your breathing? Take a nice, good, full, deep 3-part breath if you can. How does that feel? Breathe out, soften. Abdominal muscles. How are the inner core muscles? Let them be firm, resilient. Your posture now upright and not tight, but just nicely resilient. And then go to your legs. maybe tighten up the buttocks, firm them a little bit, the muscles all around the pelvic zone, the ones that drive much of your walking gait, let them relax. Fantastic, huh? Down through the legs, firm up many of the muscles in your legs while you're walking, and then let them all soften so that only the ones doing the walking end up doing the walking. So this is pretty good. We're walking past a farm here where the owner of the farm is a wonderful, wonderful woman. She's as strong and fit as anyone. She's 91. And how's that? You'd hardly know it. Not a day over 70 she looks. So yeah, keep walking. How is your longevity going? There's such a lot you can do. So now let's take your awareness to the way you are lifting your legs. This is crucial for power walking, or rather walking with power. So here we go. Here's a couple of little fellas who really know how to walk with power. Hello, how are you doing? Friendly little sausage. These guys are really friendly. This is good. Okay, so what about you? Are you lifting your legs from your thighs? If you're not, it's not necessarily a good way to do it, but just try lifting your knees to initiate the walking gait. If you do that, you'll probably feel a little bit ungrounded. And that's because this naturally creates an upthrust in your consciousness, which is okay, but it's not the way that walking is designed. Conversely, let's try a second method. Are you pushing off from your toes and your ball of your feet and using the calf muscles to drive you forward? If you're doing that, it puts a spring in your step for sure, but it's very tiring. Those muscles aren't designed to do the whole of your walking. Conversely, now take your attention to your gluteals, the big muscles in your buttocks. Could you walk in such a way that they are driving, pulling your leg backwards? Knees nice and resilient while you're doing that. Feet still rolling across their length as normal. If you're doing that well, you've got the biggest muscles in your walking gait available to you, gluteus maximus and crew, and they will drive your walking in a way that leaves you grounded, sustainable, resilient, and here for the long term. Powerful stuff. Okay, so if you've got all this together, and you may even want to cycle through those 3 phases of walking strength as you move around the world. But try and do it so most of it's coming from your buttocks. Fantastic, huh? Okay, so now let's look at the subtle energetics. And doing this, I'm going to slowly turn around and head back to my abode and give you a bit of a picture of the other side of life. So in the ball of your feet, there is a energy point which in the Taoist system is called bubbling spring. It corresponds to Kundastan, very roughly, in the rest of your body in the Sanskrit terms. This is a fire point that lets in the energy, life force of the earth into your system. What happens if you allow the bend in your ball of your foot to open the point? It's just in the middle and just back a little bit from the ball of your foot, roughly at the base of the big joint in the metatarsals, I always get those two wrong, of your second toe, not your big toe, but your second toe. And as that opens and closes with each gait, allow a force of life force to power up through your body. How's that? You can let it up into your knees. Welcome to the RAF. There they are, zooming along. You can let it up into your knees. You can let it up into your deep core in the bottom of your pelvis. That's a very powerful thing to do. You can even let it fly up through your spine into your heart. Whoa. When you get good at this, you can even let it come up to your throat and power your thyroid, and then thus the control system for your physical body. Amazing things you can do. And then there's a whole lot to say about your connection with the environment. That you can do, and I've made another video that hopefully will give you some ideas of that. But there's one other thing you can do which puts power in your walking, and that is focus on your destination. Not because you want to go there, but because it is in the here and now. And go to your heart and consider what it would be like if you were at your destination. There's multiple ways to do this. The heart is the warmest and friendliest way. You can also do it with hara, and you can do it with ajna. Let's start with the heart. So there's my destination. You might just be able to see it in the center of the picture way over there. And allow there to be a perfect and beautiful connection between you and your heart and that destination. Some might see it as a golden current that is almost like if you were canoeing down the current of your life. Others would see it as a simple golden thread, and others would simply say, I'm there. And the moving that takes place is merely a sense of being in an armchair, conducted through life as the flow of life naturally takes me to my destination. So, with that in mind, I hope you might rest in your heart while you're walking, and in this state, be simply present, completely, fully, gloriously yourself. And as such, may your walking power you into amazing places. So I look forward to seeing you in a great place somewhere soon. Maybe you'll come and walk with us here in Snowdonia. Maybe you'll join us in places like Portugal and explore what it's like to walk in this sunny, beautiful climate. Maybe you'll walk with me up on top of these mountains, or maybe we'll walk together in the company of your own house in Zen walking, using all of these principles around and around your living room. Because in many ways, that walking in your own space can be one of the most liberating and transcendently exquisite experiences you could ever have. Wishing you well, looking forward to seeing you soon.